Tigers in Denver. They're playing the Rockies. The Rockies, man.
Trash.
It's straight trash. Business as usual, right? Two or three's the expectation.
Two or three is the men.
The men, right?
Yeah. Especially, but you got good teams look at that and
they've won 6 games.
They pound them, right?
Nuts.
6 games. You can't. I mean, I'd be looking to whoever it is. You'd be frothing at this lineup, but you got to dial it in. You can't take them lightly. But it's just everybody's eating off them, so you got to eat off them too. With what the Tigers got going on, it's about continuing momentum, right? And we want to see this, so it's a perfect opportunity to go out and get your hits. It's like going, it's like going into a game where
get your numbers.
Pretty much.
I'm going to get a little extra ice time. Might even see the power play. Maybe time for a little D-Mac cookie. One of the 7 all year, but you know what? Might be tonight.
Colorado Rockies. Cinco de Mayo was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
May 5th was yesterday. They are 17.5 games out of first place.
God, damn.
You know what's awesome about this guy, Hector Rivera, in the Woodward Sports Chat?
What's that?
He is the epitome of a New York fan because he doesn't watch the sports at all. He just likes to hear himself talk. He said, Tigers would get mud stomped by the Yankees. Oh, surely the Tigers haven't swept the Yankees already this year, Hector.
Surely.
Dang.
I know. Hey, that New York Yankees pitching staff. What would we do against that?
Classic New York fan. Doesn't watch the sports, just likes to talk.
Yeah. So there it is. Mads knows. He's a New York. Well, he's a New Jersey fan.
Mads watches the sports.
Oh.
But yeah. So there's that. But DMAC, it is like my standard rules apply though, even with them being a six win team. You take 2 or 3 on the road, I'm cool with it. Get 3 if you can get 3, but that's pretty much the story. I believe Scooble's pitch in the 3rd game, so that's a non-negotiable right there. That's
that
already
was on
a win.
Fox too, also.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, a lot of these games becoming non-negotiables. The way they pitching,
No doubt.
it's crazy.
The Rockies pitcher is a bum.
Is this? And look, the pitching we think is a non-negotiable. Tarek Scooble's going to win the Cy Young, and we know what we have with the pitching staff. But DMAC, the question that I've been waiting to ask you
All about that offense.
is this sustainable?
Well, I would revert back to you and go, hey, Neil, what's their record since they put the push on in late July when our apathy came back and stuff like this? Like, they're like a
52-28-ish, something like
It's
that.
pretty damn good.
To me, I look at it more in the whole of that, looking into last, because they're just so, to answer your question, right, it's the consistency that they've shown over almost a half a season's worth of time leading back into their playoff push last year. When they were 0.2% to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this team is legit. And I think that the way that you're seeing it, you nailed it earlier, Neil. We're going to lose games 4-1 with 2 hits and 12 strikeouts and Javi going 0 for 4 and Torque going 0 for 4. But the fact is that they can rebound. How about the rebound of Riley Green?
Yeah.
True professional baseball players go through those slumps and fights his way out. Did he win Player of the Week?
I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yeah,
He did.
whatever
better,
else.
yeah.
Instead of
Fucking win.
Major League Baseball record with 2 dogs and a 9.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that, do you think Riley Green's back?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's back, whatever it was. But I think the consistency at different times is they're not just leaning on one guy, or when we talk about if Torque doesn't hit, if Green doesn't hit.
Right.
Like, say what you want, Neil, but your guy's over 300 and being a positive attribute to this team. And I'm talking about Javi Baez. So, you got... Yes. To
Cole
answer your
Keith
question,
has
I
picked it
do
up.
think
Yeah,
because this is what the team is. And their backbone or their strength is their pitching.
Yeah, and real quick, checking in on our old pal Hector in the Woodward Sports Chat. He says, regular season don't mean shit. Checks notes. Tigers are 10-3 all time in the playoffs versus the Yankees.
Yeah, Hector said that. When's the last time the Tigers won anything? Odds are the last time they played the Yankees.
Right.
Burn. Maybe when the Yankees have 20 wins this season, they can sit at the big kids table with the rest of us. So that one's out there also. And DMAC, for me though, the stunning number, and this should be stunning to everybody because we literally talked about this very question. They are 5th in baseball right now in home runs.
Crazy.
5th. Like
Team with no power.
That's absurd to me. How? Surely that can't continue, right? Because it can't, right?
You hitting that parlay that we always talking about. Like, we're actually hitting it. Like, Zach McKinstry bounce back year.
Yeah, you know.
Torkelson bounce back year. Like, it's crazy.
I want to say no, but the reason that I think it is to some degree, are they going to finish the year 5th in home runs?
Probably not.
No, they are not.
Yeah.
But with that being said, D-Mac, the reason that you can buy into it in my mind is no matter who comes up in a big spot, you expect them to get a hit. And they do. And it's not like Torque's run out and he's on a pace for like 50 home runs?
Yeah,
or
something crazy.
Like some crazy
47,
number.
48.
48 it is.
48.
Like, is that sustainable?
Yeah.
He has too many 2 for 24 stretches, I think, for
Right.
that to be sustainable. But whatever. He's fine. He's back. I was never really out on him the way some people were. You know, this is a guy that had 500 minor league at bats.
True,
or
but
whatever.
if you were justified.
No, sure,
Even
sure.
the organization put pressure on him.
Sure, like he's still a young player in terms of at-bats in the major leagues. But with that being said, D-Mac, they're getting such balance offensively that even if 2 guys fall off, they can still be top 10, top 12.
That's why that's the team. Like, their pitching is their number one asset. But now when you look at, are they getting through, like, Dylan Dingler, like all the guy Dingler, McKinstry,
Yeah.
you know, Trey Sweeney goes for 6 RBI. Like, they're feeding off each other, and it doesn't have to be the pressure of this guy. In the past, if this guy didn't hit and this guy didn't hit, you didn't have a chance. And then Skubal didn't pitch a gem, you didn't have a chance. Like, they've learned how to play baseball. This is a baseball team.
Yeah, I've talked about how this offense is. We knew what the pitching staff was. KG said that a couple times. We knew what the pitching staff was going to be good. But the offense being the surprise that it is, and it looking like it's sustainable, because right now they're 5th in the major league in home runs and 5th in the major league in OPS. They're 1st in the major league when it comes to taking the extra base, going from 1st to 3rd.
But bottom in the
on a
league
single.
in terms of stolen bags.
But
though.
bottom in the league in terms of stolen bags. But you look at how they're doing it, and like you said, Riley Green had a cold stretch. Torkelson had a cold stretch. Colt Keith had a cold stretch. You had unexpected production, like 7th in the league on base percentage from Zach McKinstry. 1st on the Tigers in WAR from Javi Baez. You're not expecting those things. That helps you stay afloat when your studs aren't hitting. And now that Colt Keith and Riley Green, who are the 2 guys you expected to be in the middle of your lineup, are starting to swing the bat pretty well. You got Vierling coming back. Who knows when Parker Meadows is coming back? Wenzel Perez is progressing. That offense looks like it's going to be sustainable for the majority of the season.
Best team in the American League record-wise, and why, Neil, is because in the past, the exact same things have happened, and you lose games and be a 500 team because nobody can pick up for the big dogs when they're down. Now, everybody else has learned how to chip in. Even, you know, like they're carry 3 even Naito, who doesn't hit out of his, you know, a paper bag, and he's being effective not only behind the plate and stuff like this. So the role players are doing a hell of a job carrying the weight until the big dogs get going. Are we not just witnessing what good baseball teams do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? When their top guys go down, somebody steps up. And this just gives them confidence because I think they know that they win as a team. Right? Win as a team when you're like, imagine if the bats do get going throughout the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, I think this team is for real, and this is more of who they are.
Oh, they're
than
definitely for real.
Like this is who they are.
We're seeing them on both sides, on the offense and the pitching staff, buy into what these guys are trying to teach them. I talked about that seam shifted wake with the changeup and how they're implementing that with all of their pitchers. Obviously, Tarek Skubals is turned into nastiness. You see Reese Olson, Jackson Jobe, and Casey Mize doing it as well, and then obviously Tommy Kahnle is one of the best. They love that pitch. They want that as a strikeout pitch. The pitchers are buying into it, and it's helping. Since Scott Harris and AJ Hinch became one, they've talked about owning the strike zone, not swinging at things off the plate, punishing pitchers when they come inside to you.
Aggressive on the base
pass, and this whole team is buying in. You got Javi Baez not swinging at stuff 2 feet off the plate. Like I said, you and the Astros are number 1 from going 1st to 3rd. This team is buying into how AJ Hinch wants them to play baseball, and it's showing dividends.
Neil, everything that we talked about in the offseason, we have not said a fucking word about, like, since the season started. Like, you know, the defense isn't perfect, but at the same time, they've played pretty fucking well, and you got to give Javi credit in that regard. He's played a good center field. But, and you're doing this without most of your guys being back. So I got a couple questions for you. The first one being, is it crazy or too early to say that what we're seeing out of this Tigers team is special? Is this special, what we're seeing?
Yeah, but that's the way it works sometimes, right? And that's why I don't want to say they have 2006 vibes, because that 06 team kind of came out of, I don't want to say nowhere, because they had talent. Like they had signed Pudge and they had signed Maglio. But it does feel like the wind's at their back, doesn't it? Like there's just a little bit. And I've always said this too. The reason they're good is because of Tarek Skubal.
Absolutely. But
because you can't have a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah.
It's not possible. Because you have Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
And that, I think people sleep on that. We just expect it out of him. And people miss that.
He's the best pitcher in the world.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Like, period, end of story.
Yeah.
He is. And you can't have a prolonged losing streak with him as your number one, because he doesn't lose. Like it's crazy, I know, and I know he's lost a few games, but I'm talking over 162
we know what you
games.
mean, yeah.
Like that's the way that it works.
But the rest of that pitching staff has picked it up to the point where I don't think the Tigers.
Well, Flaherty's not even pitching well.
He's not, but they have not lost consecutive games like that either. Like, they are resilient. They bounce back. If they lose a game badly, they normally come back the next day and win by double digits, which is absolutely fucking crazy.
Tarek Skubal is on just an insane stretch of games, but they're like Reese Olson is right behind him on an insane stretch. He hasn't given up a run in like 4 starts. Like, the guy
he could be an all-star possibly,
right,
man, if he continues to pitch this
And
way.
you
He
haven't
could be
even
an
brought
all-star.
up Casey Mize.
Yeah, Casey Mize as well, and then Jackson Jobe and Flaherty.
It literally is like a 6-leg parlay.
Yeah.
It's the summer of I'm back. All 3 of them are back with Javi, Mize, and Torque. They're all back, and it's normally we're like, wait, he's back. They are, and now we're the best team in the American League.
You get that feeling, D-Mac, from this team, like
Are
the
they
06,
special?
like the 06 vibes, like
Ish.
it's just going to
feels
be their
different.
year.
It feels different.
So I wish I had something better to quantify it than vibes, but that's all I have.
But the biggest thing also too
And
is
Scuba.
like look at the way that AJ's still doing, the way that he's able to manipulate the lineup and stuff like this, because guys are healthy.
Yeah.
You know, guys are putting in the work and available.
Yeah.
Right, for the most part. In the past, you know, like right now, are we not like where are you at compared to the beginning of the season with Casey Mize?
I love it.
As far as breaking down. Right, like we haven't even brought up a conversation about guys being hurt, or other than Parker Meadows and the guys who are already hurt and Verling, but these guys are the ones that are going out and doing it. And to not say, right, like look at Javi Baez too, right? Granted, he's producing more like a $25 million player,
Yeah.
But look at what he's done. He's shown an example in that locker room that whatever it takes. And you know what? Whatever you want to say, him playing center field, that's, to me, that sparked him at the plate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. And why is that? I don't know. Other than, like, this is what I expected. This is the Javi Baez who I wanted to be a part of the team. The biggest issue, right? Why we wanted him out of there, because he was affecting the younger guys. They got him out of there. They went on a run, but he's figured out how to, adhere himself to this.
Well, and
team
AJ Hinch gets to deploy him now.
Yes.
Instead of you're playing shortstop every day. I don't care that you're 2 for your last 38
Right,
with 16 strikeouts.
Right.
Because of the contract.
And
There's some
gotta give him credit for
accountability,
performing,
right?
though.
There's some accountability not only to the lineup that it's just you're not getting marched out every day, that you got to earn it, and I think that's throughout the lineup and just the way they built, because I mean these guys play hard and they play for each other, and I like it. It's got that vibe of what are Detroit teams when we talk about in the locker room and stuff like that.
And like, I know this isn't something that Red Wings fans want to hear, but the Detroit Tigers have organizational depth. They not only are the number 1 team in the American League, but they have the number 1 farm system in the MLB. And Bryce Rayner is tearing the cover off the ball. Max Clark is tearing the cover off the ball. Like, it's Scott Harris has built a juggernaut, truly.
Yeah.
The future is bright.
Do I still want Alex Bregman? Yeah. Yeah, I would have loved to have Alex Bregman and his 900 OPS in this lineup right now.
With 10 home runs or whatever.
Because you would be the World Series favorite if you had Alex Bregman right
That's
now.
facts.
But it's just it's awesome.
And Neil, not to hijack, I did want to ask you this because we asked it on the morning show. By the way, we might have incriminating evidence on Maz.
Yeah, I just sent Spenny some very incriminating evidence.
What?
Yeah, we might have
Slack.
something for the next
So
segment
check
on
your
Maz.
Slack
But
DMs.
Before you think I'm crazy, I want you to pull up the Tigers schedule for May and the teams that they go against. But the Tigers have won 28 games, or have 28 games in the month of May, and have already won 3. I asked on the morning show, can the Tigers finish this month 22-6?
That's aggressive.
It is aggressive, but look at who they play.
I know, but I know that. I understand that. But you got to remember, too, like this is, and the bettors understand this. This is a league where regularly teams are a minus 300 favorite.
Yeah.
If you lose one of them, you have to hit the next 5 to make a profit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
I get
lose. The best team goes 162.
I understand.
Generally, they lose, which means they lose 62 games.
They almost
dude.
won 20 games in the month
and
of April.
And it's a 6-month season. You lose 10 games per month.
Yeah.
Man. Like it's
just saying.
That's insane, dude. Like
insane? I don't think it's insane.
I would have to see a betting price on.
Like
that.
I said, in April they won 19 games, almost 20.
Give me a betting line on it.
I don't know what the betting line is. We'll
Give me a betting line on it, and I'll tell you. And just real quick before we cut to the break, the Jack Flaherty and Reese Olson's numbers are comparable. You see what I'm saying? Like the whip is comparable. The walks are comparable. Flaherty's got more strikeouts. So here's this kind of illustrates this Tigers team. When Reese Olson, by the numbers, has a little bit of give, that'll be about the time that Flaherty steps up. And the numbers will be comparable. They'll be like comparable pitchers, but that's just the ebb and flow of the way it's working right now.
Yeah.
If Reese Olson has a slip, Flaherty will take a step forward, and it'll kind of negate each other, and the train keeps going. So it's wild, man.